Immediately, Jesus made his disciples get into the boat and go before him to the other side. Somebody say to the other side. While he sent the multitudes away, and when he had sent the multitudes away, he went up on the mountain by himself to pray. Now, when evening came, he was alone there. But the boat was now in the middle of the sea. Somebody say in the middle. Tossed by the waves, for the wind was contrary. Now in the fourth watch of the night, Jesus went to them walking on the sea. And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, "It is a ghost." And they cried out for fear. But immediately Jesus spoke to them, saying, "Be of good cheer. It is I. Do not be afraid." And Peter said to him and said, "Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water." So Jesus said, "Come." And when Peter had come down out of the boat, he walked on the water to go to Jesus. But when he saw that the wind was boisterous, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried out, saying, "Lord, save me." And immediately Jesus stretched out his hand, caught him by his hand, and caught him and said to him, "O you of little faith, why do you doubt?" And when they got into the boat, the wind ceased. Then those who were in the boat came and worshiped him, saying, "Truly, you are the Son of God." If I could repeat verse number 29, this is where we're drawing our text on today, and it says, "So he said, 'Come.' And when Peter had come down out of the boat, he walked on the water to go to Jesus." I want to speak as we conclude our Just Jesus thing with this thought in mind this morning. The time is now. The time is now. You may be seated in the presence of the Lord. The time is now. ECC family, as we close out this year in this Just Jesus series, I want to ask you one question. And I believe this one question will determine everything else. When you reflect over 2025, the question I want to ask you is, what has your attention? What has your attention? An even greater question right now, what has your attention? Yeah, look at your neighbor and ask him, what has your attention right now? Do Pastor Harris have your attention, or do God have your attention? I'm going to say it again. Do Pastor Harris have your attention, or do God have your attention? In no way am I insinuating that I am God, but more than anything, it is God who ought to have our attention. Because whether we realize it or not, what we pay attention to is what we give power to. I'm going to say it again. What we give attention to, we give power to. And attention always costs you something. That's why it's called paying attention. Listen to me, it costs you time. And I don't know about you, I can't waste a minute, an hour, a year, a day of what I had to learn in 2025 and bring a new lesson into 2026. I will say it again. Time is the one thing you can never get back. And I just ask you a question, what has your attention? Have you used 2025, the time that God has given you, to the best of your ability? Listen to me. Attention is never neutral. It's always, it's one or two things. It's either productive or destructive. I'm talking about time. I'm talking about what we pay attention to. Because if we paying attention to all the negative things in our life, the negative things in our life is going to continue to increase and magnify. If we never grateful for where we are, if we're only paying attention to the things that we don't have, if we're only paying attention to what's missing, if we're only paying attention to who left, if we're only paying attention to what didn't come to pass, if we're only paying attention to the negative things, can I help you? your 2026 is going to look a lot like your 2025. And so the question still stands, what are you paying attention to? What has your attention? Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Are you in the why me state? Why do I keep getting mistreated? Why do I keep getting overlooked? Are you in a pity party state? What has your attention? Listen, paying attention to what you, I say this all the time, we have to pay attention to what we pay attention to. Y'all remember me saying that? And the question now becomes, have you been paying attention to what you pay attention to? Because oftentimes we live in autopilot and we allow whatever the day brings to dictate what we pay attention to. I know I'm right about it. Some of us, the first thing we do is reach for our phone, check social media. And we pay attention. So whatever mood or spirit, and depending on your algorithm, and most of it ain't Jesus, will determine what you pay attention to for the day. Some of us, it may not be social media, it's the news. The stock market crash. Another murder. Resources are running out. And so the first thing we look at will cause us to what? Pay attention to the stuff that we don't even really need to be worried about. Why do I say that? Because if we serve a God who owns 1,000 cattle on 1,000 hills, it don't matter how much the gas prices go up. It don't matter how much a loaf of bread costs. The question is, what are you paying attention to? We like to use this when we get a sick report, whose report are we going to believe? But it don't matter what the report is, whose report are you going to believe? No matter if it's coming across Channel 4, Channel 8, social media, your best friend, your favorite person to gossip with, no matter who it's coming from, the question is, what are you paying attention to? Are y'all with me on today? Listen to me. Paying attention is not about intensity. I'm going to say that again. Paying attention is not about intensity. You know, when you focus on something, when you pay attention to something, you will become intense. You will be like you all in, you zoned in. But that's not the importance of paying attention. Are y'all with me on today? It's about intentionality. Somebody say intentionality. Because you can be intense, but not intentional. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Some of us are intense with our approach to certain things in life, but we're not intentional about our approach to God. We're intentional. Listen to what I'm saying. We pay attention to the fact that we need to go to church, but we're not intentional about building our personal relationship. We pay attention to the fact that I need to read my word, so we'll get a quick devotional in, but we did not see how that word would apply to our life. We're not intentional about how it applies. We're not intentional about how we can be the express light in the hands and feet of Jesus. We paying attention to what we ain't got, what's missing, and what we need, not who we can be for God. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And the time is now for us to come into alignment and begin to pay attention to what God is saying in this season. Why? Because most of us are going to remain in a time where they say things ought to be starting over. It's a new year. We all know that the world is lying to us. This ain't the beginning of a new year right now. Something that they made up. Spring is the beginning of a new year. But if you pay attention to the word of God, you understand that every day is an opportunity for a new day. That every day is an opportunity for God to do something new. So you're not programmed by the world. You have relationship with God. So the relationship dictates what you're paying attention to. Look at your neighbor and say, can we go deeper? And this is what God is requiring of you in this season, is to go deeper in your relationship. It's to go deeper in your revelation. It's to go deeper in your understanding. Your surface level of understanding of who Christ is not enough for you to receive the peace of God that you've been looking for. I said your current level of understanding and revelation is not enough for the peace that you need according to the calling that's on your life. And because of the calling that's on your life to be a greater version of yourself, that's why peace ain't showing up, because you are not intentional about what you're paying attention to. Some of us is just the fad. Some of us is just the season. Some of us is just something to do. Some of us is just a social club. Some of it is just the new thing that I'm doing in my life. But the question is, what is it for you? Because you only gonna get out of it what you put into it. And if you putting in complaining, if you putting in doubt, if you putting in worry, if you putting in everything that's contrary to the word of God except but faith, you're gonna stay where you are. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Listen, there are 3 benefits to paying attention. The first one is this: paying attention gives direction. When you pay attention, you'll get direction. You want direction, but you ain't paying attention. Come here, young people. Some of us saints, we've been in class. If you don't pay attention to the instructor while the instructor is teaching, and when the assignment comes across and is placed upon our desk and we don't know what to do, as a child of God, as a follower of Christ, if you're not paying attention and discerning in the spirit, then what are you doing? What are you paying attention to? Are y'all with me on today? Listen, when you pay attention, your goals become clear. Most of the time, you can ask somebody what they want and they don't even know. Most people, somebody have to tell you what you want. When God has created you to create what you want. And I wish I had a church that understood what I was saying today. When you understand that you are created in his image and you have the innate ability to create the environment and the life that you want, you have that capability. Pastor can't do it for you, but when you learn who you are and you learn the power of your words and understand that your words frame your reality. I said your words frame your reality. If you're complaining, your reality is going to be filled with reason to complain. Are you hearing what I'm saying? If your words are negative, your reality will be full of negativity. Are y'all with me on today? So in understanding this first thing about paying attention, about the benefits of paying attention, we got to know when we pay attention, our goals get clear. Listen, our energy becomes assigned. I'm going to say that again. Your energy. See, when you have clear direction, it's like it gives you energy to be obedient to whatever the assignment is. Have you ever sat in class, the teacher gave you some instructions, you understood the instruction, and when it came time to do the assignment, you was excited to do it, you was ready to do it. But if you ain't ever paid attention to class, you don't know what I'm talking about. On your job, you got some instructions, a set some instructions to do. They put the project in front of you, and when it came down to doing the project, you was excited about doing it because you understood. It gave you energy because you understood. Paying attention brings direction. Direction brings energy. The reason why you can't do what God calls you to do is because you're not clearly paying attention to the direction that he's giving you. You don't understand the assignment. What's the cute cliche? He understood the assignment. Most of us don't understand the assignment that God has given us. Are y'all with me on today? Listen, your decisions become clearer. It's no longer a struggle to decide what you want when you paying attention. When you paying attention to God. When your focus is on him. Listen, your progress is now measurable. See, most of us can't even measure where we are because we ain't clear on where we're going. You can't even properly measure, am I even closer to saving enough money that I need? You asking God for more to increase your savings, but you're not even intentional about saving. You don't even have a measurable goal in place. You want to grow in wisdom and knowledge, but you don't have a measurable goal of where you are now. It's quiet in here. Listen to me. Y'all hear me say this all the time. The test is not for the teacher. But we get mad at the teacher when we get the test. He got the answer to the test. Woo. Are you hearing what I'm saying? The question now becomes, do you have the answers? And if you don't have the answers, you need to be in his face. You need to be seeking after him. Look at your neighbor and say, the time is now. The time is not now to check a box. The time is not now to just do your priestly duty, your church insert. You understand what I'm saying? It ain't just time to check a box and say, I went somewhere, I did this. Are you understanding what I'm saying? It's not time to check a box. We've checked off enough boxes. We've done our to-do list. God is not a to-do list. We asked God, that song said, reign and rule. We really don't mean that. Because when we say God rule, that means have control. And most of us don't want to let go control. Why? Because our heart have been hurt by ignorant people. And so we try to control the variables of how we get hurt again. But can I help you? In this season that I'm living in, I'm ready to get hurt by some new set of people. I'm ready for some new. I'm tired of for the same Negroes putting me down. I expect that from you, but I'm looking for growth in some areas, and I gotta trust some people that I normally wouldn't trust because my heart has been hurt. Are you really ready for growth? Are you hearing what I'm saying? If you're ready for growth, you're gonna have to experience new. And if you're gonna experience new, you gotta do something different. Are you hearing what I'm saying? That means you got to accept the fact that some people are going to let you down. That some people are going to disappoint you. It's time now to accept the fact that everybody ain't going to be you and do like you. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I can only be me, but I can't project me onto you. Listen, you stop being busy and start being effective. See, when you pay attention, when you understand that paying attention gives direction, you stop being busy and start being effective. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Listen, if pastor need to delegate, you need to delegate. See, we do everything. We let the world teach our kids, but we don't teach them nothing. God gave me this too late in my life. My kids, they are almost all grown now. But it's some stuff I should have delegated to them. It's some stuff that I should have taught them about how to balance budgets. And are you hearing what I'm saying? It's some stuff I should have delegated to them. But because we put our kids in this incubator and baby them so long, when they get out into the real world, want to kick them out at 18, and you ain't even taught them how to be an adult. Listen, when you pay attention, it helps with your stewardship. When you pay attention, it helps you manage your time, your resources, and your calling. Listen, direction is more important than speed. I said direction is more important than speed. You're trying to get there fast, but you're going the wrong way. You're trying to get there fast, but God ain't built up your character. You're trying to get there fast, but you still got a bad attitude. You're trying to get there fast. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I'd rather move slowly in the right direction and run fast in the wrong direction. I know the relationship feels so good. It's so new. It feels good, and you want to run fast. But sometimes you got to run slow to make sure you're going in the right direction. Second thing I want you to know about paying attention is paying attention reduces distractions. Paying attention reduces distractions. Distracted people don't need motivation. They simply need to pay attention. Because if you pay attention, you won't be distracted. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. We allow people to what? Steal our attention. We allow situations to do what? Steal our attention. We don't give it to them. They steal it from us. The thief comes for no other reason than to what? Steal, kill, and to destroy. And if he can steal, kill, and to destroy your attention off God, woo, he ain't got to kill you. You will kill yourself. Did you hear what I said? The enemy comes for no other reason but to steal, kill, and to destroy. If he can steal, kill, and destroy your attention, he don't have to kill you. You will do that yourself. I'm speaking spiritually. We will self-sabotage ourselves when we distracted. Just like restless people need rest, distracted people need discipline. Look at your neighbor and say, discipline is what you need. Yeah. Discipline. Discipline. It's discipline. It's not more money. If you get discipline, you'll have more money. It's not more time. If you get more discipline, you'll have more time. It's not a new group of friends, because if you get disciplined, you will learn how to trust your friends and the one who's supposed to be in your life. My discipline. Distractions are dangerous, but distractions are natural. Listen to me. That's why paying attention requires discipline. Spiritual failure usually doesn't start with rebellion. I'm going to say it again. Spiritual failure typically does not start with rebellion. It starts with misplaced attention. Because we don't want to rebel against God. Right? Most of us genuinely, we don't want to rebel against God. We just lose focus and attention. Life happens. And we want to numb what we feel right now. Life happens, so I just need to treat myself so that I can just, get over this moment right now. Y'all know how we do? And we get distracted, lost in the fulfillment of flesh, and not feeding the spirit. Listen to me, it's easier said than done, but if you can get the discipline to work on your spirit before pleasing your flesh, your life will never be the same. Listen to me, when discipline is missing, preparation turns into procrastination. So if you want to fix procrastination, you got to become disciplined. I said discipline, when discipline is missing, preparation turns into procrastination. And procrastination is the foolish assumption that you will get another chance. I said procrastination is the foolish assumption that you will get another chance. Look at your neighbor and say, tomorrow ain't promised. Listen, the enemy doesn't always need to destroy you. Sometimes he just needs to redirect your attention. If he keep you distracted, what I tell you a while ago, you'll kill yourself. He'll rob you of purpose. He'll rob you of joy. He'll rob you of peace. And you hear what I'm saying? He'll rob you. It really, in a sense, it ain't even like that we robbed him. It's like we give it back. We just give it to him. Because we know what to do, but we just choose not to do it. Out of convenience. Third thing I want you to know about paying attention is paying attention clarifies vision. When you pay attention, it clarifies the vision. Listen, vision is the ability to see correctly. Vision without action is just a dream. Action without vision is just a waste of effort. I'm going to say that last one again. Action without vision is a waste of effort. Some of you have been exerting a lot of energy, and it look like there's no effort coming forth. It's because we're not paying attention to the stuff that we need to be paying attention to. Y'all with me on today? Y'all have heard me read this scripture before, Proverbs 28:9. I should have put it on the screen, but I'm reading from the Message version. It said, God, listen to me, has no use for prayers from people who won't listen. Proverbs 28:9. God has no use for prayers from people who won't listen. That's the Bible. That's not Kevin Harris. That's not something I made up. God has no use for prayers, for communication, for any word that got to come out of your mouth if you won't listen. So if you only praying and never listening, he ain't got nothing for you. So now, what's being revealed is our heart. What's being revealed is, as a parent with your child, if your child only talks to you when they need something, how does that make you feel? I ain't talking about a little kid. I'm talking about your grown kids. If they only call you, how quick are you to respond when they calling you? The only time they call you is when they need something. Man, I'm trying to get us to today. We don't lose attention, we misplace it. Let's look at our text today. We're going to see through the life of Jesus how he was always paying attention, how he was always present in the moment in time that he's in. Somebody say present. You got to be present in the moment. You got to be in the awareness that God is always available to you. It's not easy to do, but it's something that's a discipline that you have to train yourself in so that when things show up in this world, you know how to respond to it. Are y'all with me on today? Listen, Matthew 14, verse number 22, it says, immediately Jesus made his disciples get into the boat and go before him to the other side, while he sent the multitude away. And when he had sent the multitude away, he went up on the mountain by himself to pray. And now when evening came, he was alone there. The first thing I draw out of these first two verses I want you to see is, listen to me, how Jesus paid attention to this. He had to disconnect to stay connected. It says here in the text, immediately Jesus made the disciples do what? He made them get into the boat and go to the other side. Jesus understood. He had just fed the multitude. He had just fed the 5,000. And you know that comes with a lot of notoriety. It comes with a lot of influence. It comes with a lot of people needing things from you. But because he was aware, because he was paying attention to what he needed in the spirit, he caused those who were celebrating him to get away from him. I know you love people celebrating you. I know you love people telling you you're doing good, you're doing a good job. But sometimes you have to disconnect to connect. You have to silence the voices all around you and connect and center yourself with God. Listen, Jesus sent the multitude away. He dismisses the crowd. He goes up the mountain to pray. I love what this says in the text. I believe that every word is intentional that's written in the word. It says he went up. Somebody say up. Anytime you go up, it's going to be harder. So what the text is indicating to us, it's not easy to pray. It's not easy to pray when everything is good. It's not typically on our mind to pray when everything is good. Everything was good in this moment, but Jesus was paying attention to the fact that he needed to disconnect so that he could remain connected. Jesus' intentionality, he intentionally removed himself from both success and demand so he could get the full attention of his Father. Are you understanding what I'm saying? See, as God begins to increase your finances, as God begins to increase your income and your resources and your connections and the things around you, are y'all hearing what I'm saying? See, somebody missed their shout. I just told you that increase was coming, but what the assignment, the instructions are, you're going to have to detach from the success and the demand that's being pulled on you and make sure you make time and center yourself so you can be in alignment with God. So it's coming so you don't blow it like the last time. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Because every time we get a little bit more income tax, every time we get a little bit more, it's been a minute since I got something, but you know what I'm saying. It's something about when we get a little bit more, we forget how to pray, we forget to ask God, we forget to acknowledge him, we forget everything we're supposed to do. But Jesus is showing us that it is imperative that we pay attention and make sure that our spirit is in alignment with God. Are y'all with me on today? So he was intentional about what? Removing himself from all the success and the demand. Listen, Jesus was exhausted. He was tired. He could have went and took a nap. I like to take naps. But sometimes you got to skip the nap and get in his presence. Sometimes you got to skip the relaxation in front of the TV and get in his presence. Are you hearing what I'm saying? If you don't hear anything else I say to you today, it is imperative that you disconnect so that you can connect. You got to do it. You got to do it. Look at your neighbor and say, you got to do it. I need you to hear me this morning, because you're going to see a difference in your life when you begin to disconnect and connect to God. When you begin to become intentional about hearing from him, about being patient in his presence. Somebody say, be patient in his presence. You can't pray, sit there for 5 seconds and then think he's just going to talk. Sometimes you got to sit in the stillness of your blank thoughts. Sometimes you got to sit in the stillness of not knowing what's going to happen next. You got to sit in the stillness of worrying about what you're going to eat, your mind wandering. Sometimes you got to fight through all those insecurities that's in your mind and allow God to speak to you. And say, I'm not going to leave this place until I hear something from God, until I get confirmation, until my spirit speaks back to me. That's what we got to do. Listen, prayer isn't just for crisis. Are you paying attention? See, the world will have you thinking that prayer is just for crisis. Huh? Prayer, listen to me, is for maintenance. Prayer is for maintenance. Somebody say maintenance. When you maintain something, that means you are intentional about the upkeep. Right? Your AC, you're going to change the filters. You're going to make sure you got enough Freon in it. Are you hearing what I'm saying? You're going to check the thermostat. You're going to maintain it. God is saying prayer is the maintenance for our spiritual life. Prayer is how we fine tune and come in alignment with God's will. Prayer prepares us for what God already knows is coming. Prayer helps us to accept his will even when it don't line up with what we prayed for. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to disconnect so you can pay attention to God again. Verse 24 says, but the boat was now in the middle of the sea, tossed by the waves, for the wind was contrary. Second point I want to pull out of this text is pay attention despite the conditions. Pay attention despite the conditions. The disciples were obedient. The Bible says in that first text, it said God made them go to the other side. He made them get in the boat to go to the other side. See, there's some stuff that has happened in your life. You don't understand why it's happening, why God allowed it, but he made it happen. It wasn't the devil, it was God. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So in verse 24, he says, but now the boat is in the middle of the sea. Have God ever sent you where, and when you got smack dab in the middle of it, you say, now, God, I know you didn't send me to deal with all this hell that I'm going through. I know you didn't send me in this direction for me to have to face what I'm facing right now. Have you ever been in the middle, glory to God? How you handle the middle determines if you can make it to the other side. So if you're in the middle of it, you can't go back. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I've come too far to go back, but I can't stay here and complaining, so I'll remain. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? Listen, the disciples are in the boat. The wind is against them. The waves are violent. Jesus sent them into the storm knowing it was coming. Listen, this is what I want you to get. Obedience does not eliminate difficulty. Just because God gives you something to do and you obey, don't mean it's going to be easy. Look at your neighbor and say, obedience don't make it easy. But can I help you? In this text, we're going to see that Jesus sees them even before they saw him. Did you hear what I said? Jesus saw them even before they saw him. So what I'm saying to you is that Jesus see you right where you are. It ain't never a moment where Jesus don't know where you are. The problem is oftentimes we don't know where we are. Verse 25 says, now in the fourth watch of the night, Jesus went to them walking on the sea. And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, it is a ghost. And they cried out for fear. Which brings me to our third and final point. Paying attention to Jesus deletes fear. I know what I'm talking about. It says, now in the fourth watch of the night, Jesus went to them walking on the sea. He knew where they was. He see them before they see him. It says, and when they saw him, they got trouble. They got upset. Listen, when the disciples see Jesus, they panic. Jesus immediately says to them, be of good cheer. It is I. Do not be afraid. This is what I want you to get. Fear caused them to misidentify who Jesus was. Listen, fear hijacks your attention. See, when we allow fear to creep into our life, it hijacks our attention. We stop focusing on the things that we need to be focused on. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? See, the fear, because they was fearful. Yes, Jesus told them to go to the other side. Yes, they were stuck in the middle. Yes, they didn't fully understand how they was going to get there, how they was going to overcome it. But they should have known and been paying attention to the fact that if Jesus sent me, can't a storm stop me. If Jesus sent me, can't a wave stop me. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And immediately when they allowed the waves and all these things to distract them, they couldn't even recognize who God was. Sometimes life has a way of causing us to miss God and not even know who he is. Have you ever been there? So many trials in your life and you don't even know, God, do you love me? You questioning everything about God. Listen, fear distorts what we pay attention to. Verse 27 says, but immediately Jesus spoke to them, saying, be of good cheer, it is I. Do not be afraid. And Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water. So he said, come. And when Peter had come down out of the boat, he walked on the water to him. I don't want you to miss this. So after Jesus spoke to them, he changed the perspective of their identity. The Bible says that Peter looks at Jesus and said, God, command me to come to you. I need you to tell me. Peter was he was paying attention at a place. He said fear was all around him, winds, water was raging. But once Jesus identified who he was, he said, now I need you to give me a commandment. Now I need you to give me some instructions. Listen to me. Now is the time that you need to be asking God. You need to be seeking after God and say, God, command me. I surrender my will to you. And listen to me. When you understand that the time is now, God ain't going to speak a whole lot of words. He going to speak one word. Verse 29, he said he spoke one word. He said, come. See, some of us need a dissertation before we move from God. But I'm telling you clearly on today that God, for some of you, just going to speak one word. He's going to speak a small phrase. And in this season, you have to be obedient. Now is the time for you to be more obedient than ever. Typically, when I preach this text, I get all excited, but I want you to hear me clearly on today. That now is the time for you to be in the position that Peter is in. What position was Peter in? He recognized that he couldn't do it without God. Peter was the only one in the boat that said, God, he didn't say, do we need to row in this boat anymore? He said, God, what do you want me to do? Command me to do what you're doing. I want to be a follower of you. We in this boat, but God, I want to walk over some circumstances. I want to walk over what's been causing me to sink. I want to walk over what's causing me to feel like I'm drowning. I want to walk over. God, command me. To walk on dealing with these kids. Command me to walk on dealing with this boss. Command me walking on dealing with this job. Command me to walk on it. I'm speaking prophetically over your life, that those of you that really sincerely mean it in your heart, that you want God to command you, you getting ready to walk over some stuff that used to cause you to sink. You getting ready to walk over some stuff that used to distract you. You getting ready to walk over some stuff. Why? Because the time is now. Jesus didn't give no explanation, no guarantees, but yet Peter gave him obedience. See, you keep looking for a guarantee. The guarantee is you knowing God's voice so that when he's speaking, that's all the guarantee you need. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Peter's faith wasn't walking on the water. It was responding to Jesus' word. See, some of us think the miracle was him walking on the water. No, the miracle was his response. The miracle was in his obedience. The miracle will show up. Man, I hope y'all hear me today. Huh? It's time to follow and obey. Listen, I'm done. I want you to see what happens when the shift, when the attention focuses in the boat. It says, and when he saw that the wind was boisterous, he was afraid. Beginning to sink, he cried out, saying something. He said, Lord, save me. His attention went from the waves to God. As long as his attention was on God, he was walking on him. But when he got distracted by the winds, he began to sink. Now the question now becomes, when is your attention going to shift? From the problem to the problem solver. When is your attention going to shift? Here, Peter notices the wind. His attention shifts. Listen, fear replaced faith, and he began to sink. Peter didn't sink because the storm got strong. He sank because his attention changed. The water can't make you sink. Your bills can't make you sink, but your attention can. Your lack of discipline can. Listen, even when our attention fails, Jesus never loses a grip. Verse 31, 33 says, and immediately Jesus stretched out his hand and caught him and said to him, oh, you of little faith, why do you doubt? And when they got in the boat, the wind ceased. And then those in the boat came and worshiped him, saying, truly, you are the Son of God. The wind stops. The disciples worship. And now they're saying, truly, you are the Son of God. The question now becomes, again, when are you going to shift your attention to the right place? To the Son of God. To Jesus. Because now is the time. I'm done. Faith and fear can't coexist together. Faith grows when we pay attention to Jesus. Fear grows when we pay attention to the storm. I encourage you today to pay attention to Jesus. And the time is. Man, God bless you. I appreciate you for joining in and tuning in and watching the service today. Man, the time is now. We just concluded our Just Jesus series. And listen, we're getting ready to close out this 2025 and walk into a great year of 2026. So again, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you, and God bless you.
Good morning, ECC family. These are our announcements for Sunday, December the 28th, 2025. ECC's mission is to transform and empower lives by sharing the gospel, making and multiplying disciples, and demonstrating the love of Jesus through service. We would like to extend a sincere thank you to everyone who assisted with the setup and toy distribution this past Monday. Your willingness to serve, teamwork, and dedication helped ensure that everything ran smoothly and efficiently. A special thank you to the Secret Place Ministry and A Twist of Faith Ministries for partnering with us and collaborating to make this outreach possible. Your support and commitment were instrumental in blessing families in our community. Because of each of you, we were able to spread joy, hope, and love to those we serve. Thank you for giving your time, energy, and hearts to make a difference. Take me to the water to be baptized. Baptisms will be held immediately following service today. If you're being baptized today, we ask that you make your way to the restrooms to prepare. We can't wait to celebrate this moment of your outward expression of an inward transformation. ECC Annual Church Business Meeting and Christmas Party will be immediately following service. We're asking all ECC members who can and will to please remain for the meeting. Pastor Harris will be sharing his vision and mission for the upcoming year, as well as reviewing the glows and grows of 2025. This is an important time for us to reflect, refocus, and unite as a church family. After the meeting, stay for food, games, and fellowship as we celebrate the season together. Let's come to celebrate, connect, and prepare for an amazing year ahead. Watch night service. Join us on Wednesday, December 31st at 10 p.m. for a powerful night filled with worship and the Word as we prepare our hearts for the new year. Come expecting, come ready, and come with a spirit of worship as we close out the year in God's presence. 21-day fast. We are preparing to enter our 21-day fast, and fasting packets along with vials of oil will be available for all who desire to participate. Will be available for pickup next Sunday. Pastor Harris will provide additional insight and direction regarding the fast and what to expect as we begin this time of consecration together. If you are ready to seek God intentionally and start the new year with purpose, we encourage you to be a part of this powerful journey. In our Young Adult Ministry news, The Secret Place Young Adult Ministry will resume Bible study and other ministry opportunities on January the 6th, 2026. This ministry is specifically for young adults ages 18 through 40, and we're excited about what God is going to do in the new year. During your personal prayer time, please remember those on our ECC prayer list. Let's continue to stand in faith and love as we lift up our church family and loved ones in prayer. At this time, we would like to thank all of our in-person and online visitors for choosing to worship with us today, and we hope that you will join us again. We ask that you prayerfully consider becoming a part of our ECC family. Our service times are Sundays at 10 a.m. for corporate worship. Wednesday night prayer and impartation services will resume at 7 p.m. on January the 7th, 2026. ECC is the perfect place for imperfect people. These are our announcements. Please govern yourselves accordingly.